This is Christopher Bennett with the National Weather Service in Slidell, Louisiana, and here's your weekly weather briefing for Thursday, October 17th. Right now, the main weather story is Potential Tropical Cyclone 16. Advisories began this morning, and we already have a tropical storm warnings in effect for Lower Jefferson, Lower Plaquemines, and Lower St. Bernard parishes. Potential Tropical Cyclone 16 is expected to strengthen some and should become Tropical Storm Nestor later this evening as it moves to the northeast. Landfall is expected early Saturday over the northeastern Gulf Coast. We also have coastal flood advisories for all coastal areas of southeast Louisiana except Lower Terrebonne Parish and then coastal Mississippi. This does include the tidal lakes as well. And there's also a risk of some isolated heavy rain, although the rain threat really should be pretty minimal as most of the rain will remain on the east or right side of the forward motion of Potential Tropical Cyclone 16. After the system moves to the northeast, look for much quieter yet a warm weather day, both Saturday and Sunday. Again, this looks to be a fast system, so things should be dry Saturday and Sunday with highs now in the lower to mid 80s. The next weather system to impact the region will be a cold front Monday. A few strong storms and severe storms are possible with this cold front late Monday and Monday night. Real quick overview of Potential Tropical Cyclone 16. Tropical storm warnings, again, are in effect from Grand Isle to the mouth of Pearl River, but does not include the city of New Orleans. Immediate concerns, though, really nothing right now, but we are expecting some impacts to begin to increase overnight tonight and especially through the day tomorrow and tomorrow night, depending on what you're looking at. The tides should begin to rise tonight, but peak tidal values look to occur late Friday and especially Friday night. And then rainfall, again, not a big issue. We could see 1 to 2 inches of rain with locally higher amounts, but that's probably going to be confined to extreme southeast Louisiana and coastal Mississippi. There could be quite a few areas that receive no rain from this system. Winds of 25 to 35 miles an hour with higher gusts are possible, but that is mainly in the tropical storm warning areas. A real quick look at your threat levels. As you can see, everything is pretty low, if not just minimal. Winds are the only thing of concern. We could see a few power outages, but mainly over the warned areas like Lower Plaquemines, Lower St. Bernard, and Lower Jefferson Parish, along with some possible gusty winds moving across Upper Jefferson, St. Charles, and Orleans Parish as they come off the lake there. Otherwise, really not looking at any surge, even though we're expecting some high tides. Not really anticipating much in the way of rainfall and flooding concerns, and with us being on the west side of the storm, tornadoes seem to be a minimal threat as well. Your tropical storm wind speed probabilities, as you can see, most of our area really doesn't have much in the way of probabilities of seeing sustained tropical storm force winds. The only location right now is like right along the immediate coast of St. Bernard and Lower St. Bernard and Lower Jefferson Parish, and then Lower Plaquemines Parish. And this is because Plaquemines kind of just sticks out into the Gulf of Mexico, so they definitely have a better chance of seeing some of these stronger winds. Looking at your most likely time of arrival for these winds, it looks like going kind of around midday Friday, but I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some of these winds a little bit earlier in the morning. The best chance looks like it's going to be, again, during the midday, afternoon, and kind of early evening hours, especially across Plaquemines Parish. And then, again, the system should be rather fast moving and should be already over land in kind of the southeast United States sometime early Saturday morning. Real quick, zoomed in picture of our tropical storm warning. As you can see, all of our coastal waters are under a tropical storm warning with the exception of Lake Pontchartrain and Lake Maurepas. And then for the land areas, the only areas right now that we have a tropical storm warning are Lower St. Bernard, Lower Plaquemines, and Lower Jefferson parishes. We are not expecting to expand that at all. However, I would not be surprised if we do issue a wind advisory for a few areas, especially across Orleans Parish, Upper Jefferson, and St. Charles Parish, as the northerly winds come off the lake with no friction there. The winds could be pretty strong right there along the coast, the interface there of the coast and the water. And then especially with the the current incident right now going on in New Orleans, this is kind of a sensitive area, so winds of 20 to 25 miles an hour are possible with some higher gusts, maybe approaching as high as 35 and get a couple hundred feet. It could be even higher than that. But again, those winds could be confined right there, within a mile or two of the coast of Lake Pontchartrain. So don't be surprised if you see a wind advisory come out for a few areas. As your coastal flood advisory, you can see With the exception of Lower Terrebonne, all of our coasts are under a coastal flood advisory. We're looking for 1 to 3 feet above normal, especially on those east-facing shores of Louisiana and then across coastal Mississippi, especially around Waveland, where we tend to have most of our problems. And then within inside the tidal lakes, Lake Pontchartrain, Lake Maurepas, looking at 1 to 2 feet above normal. And the most likely location that could see the highest tides will be around like St. John, St. Charles Parish, where the water tries to kind of pile down into that southwestern side of the lake. This is your expected storm total rainfall. As you can see, most of that rain is really going to be off to our east and south. We do have a possibility of 1 to 2 inches of locally higher amounts across extreme coastal Louisiana and into coastal Mississippi. However, you see the most of southeast Louisiana and all of southwest Mississippi are relatively dry, or you're looking like maybe 1/4 of an inch or less. The best chance of rain in all these areas is probably going to be tonight, but it's going to be fairly light. Otherwise, the best chance of rain, these heavier showers, is going to be kind of during the day Friday and Friday night. Real quick look at the outlook next week. We are showing another cold front. The upper left image is from Monday morning. You can see that we're showing a cold front moving through Missouri, Arkansas, East Texas, and into Louisiana early Monday. And then the next image on the lower right, the cold front is well into the Gulf of Mexico already and moving into the southeast United States. With this cold front, we could see showers and thunderstorms again. Some of these storms could be strong to severe, so we have to kind of pay attention over the weekend and see what we're looking at come Monday. After that front moves through, look for breezy conditions with winds out of the north and much cooler temperatures again. All right, some key takeaways again. Advisories did begin this morning on Potential Tropical Cyclone 16. It is expected to become Tropical Storm Nestor later this evening, and the system will begin to move to the northeast overnight tonight and should be inland over the northeast Gulf Coast early Saturday morning. Currently right now, tropical storm warnings remain in effect for Lower Jefferson, Lower Plaquemines, and Lower St. Bernard parishes, with winds of 25 to 35 miles an hour and higher gusts possible over those warned areas. Most likely time frame is during the day Friday and into the evening hours Friday. Coastal flood advisory is issued for all of coastal Mississippi and southeast Louisiana, with the exception of Lower Terrebonne Parish. This does include the tidal lakes. Tides of 1 to 3 feet above normal are expected, especially on those east-facing shores in southeast Louisiana, and then across coastal Mississippi, with the biggest problem area being around Waveland. 1 to 2 feet above normal inside the tidal lakes, with the most likely chance of the highest tides in the lake being around St. John and St. Charles Parish, where the water tries to pile up in the southwestern corner of Lake Pontchartrain. And again, the majority of the heavy rain will remain on the east side of the storm. However, we can't rule out 1 to 2 inches of rain with some locally higher amounts possible, mainly east of the line from Houma to Bogalusa, but that could even be confined even maybe further east, like right along the coast of southeast Louisiana, and then across coastal Mississippi. After Potential Tropical Cyclone 16 lifts away to the northeast, look for much quieter yet a pretty warm weather anticipated this weekend. Again, highs look to be in the lower to mid 80s, but we should be dry now Saturday and Sunday. Our next weather system looks to impact the region on Monday. This is going to be a cold front moving through. This cold front should bring another round of showers and thunderstorms to the area. A few of these could be strong to severe, so definitely be weather aware as we move into Monday. Thank you for following along. If you need any other information, you can go to our website or our other social media sites. Have a great day.